We have made it to Greenwich. Greenwich, I swear, guys, is not a real place. I don't know how well you can see, but there are some crazy cars behind me. There's like a replica 250 GTO in the Peasant parking lot. There is a bunch of DB9s. There's like an M2 CS over here. You got an old Dodge Viper over there. You have some crazy stuff just in the Peasant lot. I'm like getting ready to pull into the parking lot, and there's this blacked out SVJ that's next to me. And I'm looking at it out of my Subaru. I'm like looking down because it's so low. The exhaust just like exploding in my ear. It's just wild. You got Lotus Emiras everywhere. It's just a crazy place to be. So we're here for actually a couple events, and I'm so excited. I went to this event a couple times before. It is the Concours D'Sport, which is actually part of two events. There's the Concours D'Sport and the Elegance. One's on Sunday, one is on Saturday. The one that we're doing is here on a Saturday. Now the Saturday event is more sports cars, more race cars, stuff like that, whereas the Sunday event is more like classic, beautiful cars. We're here only on Saturday for the sports event. So super excited. Last year when I went to this, bunch of ridiculous cars. You had all the Bugattis, the Paganis, all that good stuff. After that, we're gonna check out the dealerships down at Miller Motor Cars and all that, because they always do events parallel to whatever events are happening in Greenwich. So we're gonna head over there. I know they're doing an event with like all the legend Ferraris. So like the new F80, they're gonna have a LaFerrari, Enzo, basically that whole lineage of Ferraris they're gonna have. So we're gonna check all that stuff out. So let's make our way inside for the event. And we have made it into the event. Right behind me, we have this beautiful Porsche greeting us. We have the Lotus back there, and you can already see there's like crazy stuff back there. Every year they have really, really good stuff here. I'm so excited to check these cars out. I don't even know where to begin, honestly. We're gonna probably start on the outskirts and work our way around and just kind of go from there. But first, let's check out, because I just have to take a look at this thing first. This insane McLaren here with the purple and yellow. Check that out. Purple carbon with the yellow trim. This thing is crazy. Let's take a look at it from the other side. Take a look at those seats, dude. Those seats, I don't even know what that is. That is nuts. I've never seen seats like that. They're like a leather snakeskin look. Wild. I've never seen anything like that. Insanity to start the show. Now, if you see this right here, some of you that have seen my Instagram clip apparently went like mini viral. There was one of these sitting at a gas station, and everyone was hating on me because I did not point this out. I just completely ignored this thing. You have this beauty here as well, but look at this. All right, let's try to go by without getting in everybody's way. But the interior is absolutely beautiful. This is actually the first time I've seen this in person, aside from at that gas station. Let's take a look at the interior. Gorgeous kind of maroon red. Let's look at it from the back. Very nice, very nice. That is gorgeous. That is insane. Check this out. This is the Evoluto 355. So this car has been promoted a lot online recently, actually, as like a newer kind of resto mod, I guess you can call it, of the 355, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a beautiful modernized version of the 355. The interior, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I love that shift knob. It just looks so fresh.
You're the night sky, trying to make me see your stars. But the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence. And the dark's all that I see when you.
And this is going to be probably one of the craziest cars here. Ferrari 250 GTO. Let's take a quick walk around while there's not too many people taking a look at it. Check that out. That is absolutely ridiculous. I never thought I'd see one of these in real life. And there it is. That is wild. And then to contrast those beautiful old Ferraris, you got the new stuff over here. 812 competition, absolutely mental. The 812 is one of my absolute like end goal dream cars. Not so much the competition, but just the base 12. The base 812, absolutely love them. The hand painted shield on there, really cool. Let's take a look at it from the front because this thing is mental. These things are going for ridiculous prices now too. Yeah, that is wild. I love the color. It's like a dark olive and then it transitions to like a light kind of lime color. Really gorgeous. Never ceases to amaze just how ridiculously rich this place is. Greenwich isn't real, money isn't real. You got the GT3 looking car over here. I wonder if this is actually a GT3 spec. I gotta take a look at it closer. And you have the one in the back there. That's actually one of my favorite decal designs on that car. Let's actually take a look at it from the back because I love the 3-point star. And then we got the radio here. Hopefully we'll be able to avoid that. And there's the back of this one. Absolutely insane. Full GT3 spec on the inside. Then if you take a look at this one, like I said, this is like my absolute favorite design on this car. Like the stars just transitioning from the dark to the light. Such an insane spec.
You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
Right here behind me have all the American stuff. Personally, not really big into all the American stuff, but check this out. This is the Ferrari Dino. This is also one of the few cars that I don't believe I've ever seen in person. I may have come across this like once by accident at like another car show, but I don't believe I ever have. So to see this in person is also really cool. There's like no Ferrari branding on this car. You see there still the Pininfarina design, something that is now much missed with the new Luce. For my BMW fans out there, check out the M3. It is, yeah, it's an M3 in the pink. Love the pink, really cool. White interior, very, very nice. On the other side here, we started to get into the cool exotic stuff. We already saw the McLaren over there, 458 Speciale over here. These things have gone up in value so much. I think these are now selling for, I don't know, what are they selling for? Like 1.2, like 1 to 1.2 nowadays, I think. These things are so crazy. And I used to see these like all the time in Greenwich, and like no one really thought anything of them at the time, and then they just skyrocketed. This one right next to it, the SF90, I believe this is the XX variant. I saw this car before, I think, at another car show down in Greenwich. Old school Gallardo. These things, when these things skyrocket, it's gonna be very sad. It's got the E-gear, beautiful interior with the gray. Love the gray on red. The OG wheels on there. This thing is awesome. I would love to have one of these one day. These things are really, really sick. I'd love to get into one of them before they skyrocket into oblivion. You got here Ford GT, got another 812. Now, these are some of the few American cars that I am actually a big fan of. I do really love me a good Viper. You can hear this one. It just sounds like proper American. This is one of, like I said, one of the very few American cars that I really get behind. Like an OG Viper was one of my like first dream cars after the Corvette. Love them, like the first generation, but they're death machines. They will kill you very, very quickly if you don't know how to drive them. Yeah, really cool. There's like a whole lineup here of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are a lot of them here. Right here, you have a car that has actually grown on me a lot since when it first came out. The Ferrari FF, the hatchback Ferrari. You either like the car or you hate it. It's really, really grown on me over time. And what sucks about this car is the affordability of the FF. Now, the FF for a while dropped so far in price that you can get them for like in the US market, maybe like 120 grand for one with maybe a few more miles on it. Really, they weren't all that high up there as far as pricing goes. And we're actually gonna get a coffee somewhere so I can really talk about that bigger problem, which is the prices of these cars. Because I was looking at prices of exotic cars literally the other day after researching for another video after the Luce came out, and yeah, we need to talk about those prices. If you guys look over here on the other side of this crowd, you got 2 Aventadors here. Check that out, and a nice M2 in the back. But yeah, I was actually sitting next to that Aventador at the light earlier today when I was about to park, and this thing just sent it. And it was so loud, it was ridiculous. So I'm hoping he's actually going to do a little bit of a pull along with his buddy behind him. Oh, turns out there were two M2s and a Lamborghini Urus behind the Aventadors. Wild. But let's get our coffee and warm up because the wind is ridiculous here. Oh, you can hear it in the distance. Okay, this is probably like the best I can do to shelter from the wind, which is really nothing at all. I'm just sitting at a table in the middle of the field. So we got ourselves a little coffee and a chocolate croissant, still warm. Prices on cars have gotten so bad, like especially with the Luce. As I said, since that car came out, it has been just wild. Like within a span of like a few weeks, like basically in the last month, the prices of everything has just skyrocketed. Oh, even my camera's starting to blow away. But Ferrari 360s have gone from being in like the 80s and 90s and being fairly affordable to now they're like 110, pushing 120, and that's with a F1 box. That's not even the manuals. The manual ones are just ridiculously out there. Same with 430s. 430s have also skyrocketed ridiculously. Whereas before you could get an F30 coupe for maybe like 120, maybe pushing 130, now they're like 150. The convertibles are like 170. The craziest one I saw the other day was looking at auctions. Like about a month and a half ago, 458 Spiders were selling for about 250, so basically $250,000. I was looking at auction prices like literally yesterday or like 2 days ago, and the prices of 458 Spiders are now like 350. So in a span of like a month, they've appreciated about $100,000. And same with those FFs. Those FFs you could get before for like 120, maybe 130 if you want a really nice spec, and now they're like they're going way beyond that. California's same exact thing. California's you could get for like 70,000, 80,000, and you could get yourself a decent California here. Now even Californias are pushing 100, 110, and this happened before with Porsche, and the Porsches never came down. It's happening now with Ferrari. Ferraris are never going to come back down. They're not making cars like that anymore, especially with the cars they're making now. The old ones are just more desirable. I mean, there's no other way to put it. No one wants the new stuff. They want the old stuff, especially with the Luce. I'm not even going to comment on that. I made a whole video if you want to watch my opinion on the Luce. But yeah, it is very sad. And yeah, it's one of those things where like, if you don't make money now and get into these cars, like you're going to be priced out, because as your income grows, these are going to appreciate even faster, and you're never going to be able to outpace how quickly these are starting to appreciate now. And I can't imagine what like a base 360 is going to be 10 years from now. How far is it going to go? What's going to be the new bottom on those cars? Because they're never going to come down. It's not a cyclical thing where it's like tied to a recession or anything like that. It's just genuinely people don't want the new stuff. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to eat my croissant, have my nice hot coffee, warm up. I'm going to do another quick pass through here. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys everything that's at this car show because it is just... there's just too much stuff here. This video would be 5 hours long and I'd be here all day. Honestly, if you guys are in the area, if you have the opportunity to come to Greenwich for the concourse event, definitely do it. If you can do both days because they have different cars. So you get slightly different of an experience if you go on a Saturday and Sunday for the sport events and then the elegance events. If you can get here, the tickets are pretty expensive. Like I paid $75 for admission, which is ridiculous, but for the stuff that you see, you're probably never gonna see again. In my opinion, it's worth it. If you want to just see like a couple Ferraris, couple Lambos, and you don't really appreciate like the heritage of some of this stuff, you could probably skip the event and just go just for a walk in Greenwich for a day, and you'll see all the Ferraris and Lambos you want. So I hope you guys can hear me over the music in the background, but behind me, I know I showed this car a little bit earlier, but this is probably one of the most insane cars I will probably ever see in my life, or at least one of the most expensive cars I'll ever see in my life. The Ferrari 250 GTO. From my research that I did on this car from a quick Google search, apparently this specific car behind me, let me flip the camera around and show you this car. Apparently this thing sold for over $48 million. This is probably the most expensive thing I will ever see in my entire life. This thing is insane, and it's so cool that like there's no rope, so you can literally just walk up to it, take a look at it, properly appreciate it. Absolutely crazy. Let's do a quick walk around because this car truly deserves it. It's one of the rarest cars in the world, or at least one of the most expensive in the world. Like I said before, with cars appreciating in value as they are so quickly now, these are, I mean, obviously the stuff that's like multi-million dollar cars, like those, they're an asset class at this point, right? Like the rare stuff, the 458 Speciale, obviously 250 GTO, those are pretty much assets at this point. They're not liabilities, right? Those are appreciating, you're making money on them. What's wild is, like I was saying earlier, with all the other stuff starting to appreciate, even the basic stuff is now becoming more of an asset class, which is absolutely crazy to say because cars are generally very, very rarely considered assets. But even basic Ferraris now are so safe to purchase that may as well be an asset class. So, yeah, I just thought I'd show that car off a little bit more because that is one of the rarest cars I will ever see in my entire life. So that pretty much wraps up the Greenwich Concours D'Sport event for 2026. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. The fact that they have a $48 million Ferrari 250 GTO, the third one built, because I listened to the guy talking about the restoration for it. Third one built. Really, really nice cars there. Really awesome stuff. Again, impossible to really show all of the cars that are at the show because the video would just be 5 hours long if I actually showed every single car. It's Greenwich, so it really shouldn't come as a surprise that the cars that they're going to show are just like in a league of their own. So now we're going to go to the other event, which is at Miller Motor Cars. So we're going to head over and see what they got. They should have the new F80 and they should have the whole like flagship lineage, the LaFerrari Enzo, pretty much all the way back. And I'm excited to see what other stuff they have. Let's head over to the other insane half of Greenwich. See you guys on the next one.